is for people.
He said, I'm armed with a particular set of skills.
Yeah.
It's called gratitude. He don't say
I got a nasty head bob.
but he gave that Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson vibe and shit. He's like, I'm going straight to hell, bro. Get my music, bro.
Okay, let's do it. Buy it. Let's do it.
What are you on, Florida time?
Yeah, Florida time. Oh, and new segment for me. Breaking news, not bad ideas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to the Socially Unacceptable But Sober podcast. My name is Dino. I am an alcoholic.
I'm Jonathan. I'm alcoholic. Jonathan, alcoholic. Forgot my shades because I'm in Florida right now.
Mad alcoholic.
So what does he do? He's like, oh, by the way, boom. All right, action. You guys have no time to argue this at all.
Nah.
By the way.
Game time decision.
Oh, my God. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? How's everybody's
what's up,
week?
guys?
Oh, that's right. We didn't do one last week. How's everybody been going the last couple
You know
of
what
weeks?
I loved about last week?
That's
Two
on me.
things. I said, when you gave us, that's fine.
It's fine.
That's fine.
What do you want me to do?
Wife reply.
No,
Wife
John.
reply.
No, John, you can't go
And
nowhere.
then I love that Jonathan was like, you guys go ahead and hang out with your wives like he's doing something for us.
Thanks, John.
Fuck.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
It was nice hanging out with the wife, though.
Yeah.
I like hanging out with my wife.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Good times. So I think what I'm going to do, if you guys are cool with it, since
Get
we
that
were,
fucking off your face.
you want to put them on?
No.
Somebody's got to wear
What are you
them.
doing this
No.
show in 3D?
In Florida, man. I'm in Florida right now.
Go ahead.
supposed to
What
be.
do you got?
Why not, since I have the time, why don't I chop it up and release it tomorrow so it bridges the gap between the next one a little bit and the last one to get something
No.
to chew on? No, you want to keep it standard Friday time?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. All right.
You're always trying to fuck something up.
Always, bro. Always.
Quit it.
But you could do shorts, though.
Yeah. I could,
You could chop it up into shorts.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
There's a couple of shorts I want. They're like cut off.
I
You
know,
don't
you
get
don't
the
like
fucking point of the fucking thing.
You don't.
That's because he doesn't do them.
I don't do them.
Well, you said you were
Al
gonna.
does them. Al does them.
I lied.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, don't forget. Subscribe, like, share, comment, sobriety dates. If you need help, let us know. If you want some merchandise, get in touch with us. We can hook you up. Where are we going?
Where are we going? Well, I'll tell you where I'm not going. I'm not going to Florida because that trip was squashed.
Jonathan was supposed to be in Florida.
When the fuck were you even gonna tell us you were going though?
Hey, he wasn't even going to
That
tell
was
us.
never no conversation.
Like, we literally just found out 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but it was 2 weeks ago that I found I wasn't going. So
Oh.
it was kind of like,
Oh, so it didn't
hey,
matter.
guys, I was going to go to Florida in 2 weeks.
The point is moo.
Yeah. Mute.
Kind of like a cow's opinion. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's moo. All right, guys.
That's gonna be one of them nights.
We're going to...
Dino is fucking hearing in colors right
I'm
now.
goosed up right now, man. I haven't drank a Red Bull in 2 weeks, man. I got a Red Bull in me. It feels good, though. It tastes delicious.
Enjoy it for me,
Boom.
man.
All right, let's go, man. We're going to move right to the comments. We got quite a few comments from last show. Throw out a shout out and a thank you again for our boy coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Paul.
Paul
So I
shared.
want to just put this out there real quick.
Put it out.
Okay, so prior to him being on the show,
Uh-huh.
he watched about
2 seconds of one.
one show.
He watched half a short.
So listen. So after he's on the show, I don't know how many times he hit me up that week with, when's the show go on? Then after it's on, he calls me up. The show's on. I'm like, okay, bro. I mean, I do this every week.
Get right on it.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you give a fuck about the show because you're on it.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
But thanks, man. We really appreciate it. You had an amazing story. I still have people coming up to me. Last night, somebody was like, yeah, that guy had a great story. You did. You had an amazing story.
Sucked.
And we really appreciate
Didn't tell it
you
right.
taking the time to come all the way from New Haven and sharing your experience, strength, and hope, and letting people know that no matter what, we stay sober, and no matter what, we can get sober, man.
Yeah.
So thank you again, Paul, man.
Well,
Really
it's a great
appreciate it.
example. You never say no to a commitment.
That's right, man. Never say no. That's I spoke at a meeting because I can't say no. 7 o'clock in the morning.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. It wasn't that bad. That was a good meeting, man. So Anyway, let's get
I
right.
might have been there.
Let's get right to the. Scott goes, bro, why'd you only give him half steam? I'm like, bro, it was just like
You brought him too? I heard you went.
I said, Matt and Scott
Are you
went.
retarded?
Tall
Yes.
Scott,
I
not
just
not.
said
yeah.
I might have been there.
Oh, yeah. I was listening.
I tried to be a little bit more clean. We were in a nicer area. It was
Yeah,
West
they couldn't
Hartford.
take full steam out there.
Yeah, I didn't even swear, dude.
Your
Wow.
boy called him.
Yeah.
Your guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
he knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's
I
right.
set it up.
Yeah.
It's a setup.
All right, guys, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share the show with people you know. Merchandise. Get your tank tops. Get your orders in for tank tops this summer. You have to get in touch with us. We don't do it through Shopify anymore.
Yep.
If you need help, let us know. We got guys. And give us your sobriety dates because we want to celebrate with you. These are ours, not just yours. So we're going to move right to the comments. Matt, what do you got tonight?
First comment comes from Paulie himself.
Bang.
Oh,
I had a great time on the show. Thanks for having me.
you got it, Paul.
Sure thing.
Thanks, Paul.
Sure thing.
And
Anytime.
then there was a comment, and I had someone ask me if this guy was talking smack or not. But this is the pardon guy. It's actually a very, very good friend of Paul's, and he threw up there. That's it?
Huh?
Do I say it?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, well, fuck it. Whatever he said, it was just a joke that is
the police
part
thing?
of
Yeah.
Paul's story
The
that
police.
goes way back years ago. So he wasn't talking shit. He was just bringing up a piece of Paul's story.
Wait, somebody talk shit?
He just said he wasn't talking shit.
Oh. No, somebody said something to that guy who commented that.
Yeah, I said something to
Oh,
Matt.
you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
That. Easy, steamer, easy. Whoa. Now we got another
good
guy,
idea.
Donald Moody. My brother, who, if you knew him, you would know the change
In him.
that happened.
Yeah.
Love you, bro, DPP. Then we got Miss Maritza. Paul, your story was inspiring, and I can see why Matt chose you for the show. I'm not in recovery, but was still able to see and feel your pain. Keep sharing your message and setting an example that all things are possible with determination in God. And then Maritza, I'm double dipping, as you guys can say, but I can't go without telling my husband, Matt, and Jonathan that I don't miss the show. Keep paying it forward. I love you guys.
You could read one of my comments to that if you want.
There's only one comment.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that. Double dipping
Double
Maritza.
dipping Maritza.
And then we got that one. And then that one. And then we got Mr. Mike Pavone.
Provolone.
Yes, sir. Powerful story, Paul. What an example of humility and grace. Another fantastic job, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
And then we got, I don't know, whatever. XOXO Flow. Congratulations on your ongoing journey in sobriety. It is not an easy journey, and for that, many applause and love to you. Sending many blessings to you and anyone else going through mental health challenges. Love.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Or
Sister.
sister.
And then we got Kerry Johnson. Matt's motivation reminds me of the pause. The program has taught me to bite my tongue, and it's saved me a lot of stress. Bless you.
God bless.
I used to be so quick to snap back. Now I pause and bounce it off my network. I am not perfect, and sometimes my mouth goes off quick. Love the lessons learned.
Thank you, Carrie.
Nice, Carrie.
Carrie's actually going to be a guest on the show next month.
Oh, that's right.
So we're looking forward to having you here.
Yizzle.
And we got Chris Bolanger.
Chris.
Very inspirational story, Paul. Great to see someone get through all that and really turn things around. If we put that work in, we can accomplish anything. Keep doing your thing, brother. Great show, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. And we got Mama Russell.
My Dukes.
I heard someone... Wait a minute. What the fuck is that? Okay. I heard someone once say, Wouldn't it be nice if there was a special medicine that could cure all the problems created by chemicals? But you know what? There is such a medicine. And it's called
Bum, bum.
bum, bum. But like all medicine, more than one dose is needed to cure all the pain.
True.
The program is a continuing process just like living. It's not always pleasant to take. It may be a hard pill to swallow. And it may make you feel strange. Old habits are hard to break. It's like a vitamin. It benefits you when you use it every day. Great show, guys. Paul showed amazing courage and strength. God bless him.
Hell yeah.
My Dukes.
Sounds like mom's in the program.
She's probably had a lot of years.
Honorary member.
Then we got our girl, skater girl.
Bro, see this? Oh, God.
Yeah, I can see it, but
She's not there. It doesn't show up on mine at all.
You've been saying that for weeks.
Yeah, yeah. Some reason she don't show up.
I didn't see it on my phone either.
Yeah.
No, your phones suck.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I heard last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Love this episode. Definitely made me emotional. Grief is a hard thing, and especially trying to handle that. I don't know. That's close to English.
Yeah.
While staying sober. Thanks for sharing your story, Paul. A really good movie that deals with grief in a fun way is a Disney film called Big Hero 6.
Oh, Big Hero was a good one. I didn't. Oh yeah, Big Hero 6 was the original movie.
Yeah.
The guy was the sixth. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. That's a good movie, too. I like that. Little anime shout out.
Oh, look at this guy.
This guy.
This fucking guy. The Pardon guy, thanks for watching. And again, thanks for the comment. And don't forget to share the show with people you know.
Pardon me.
Anyway, that guy, his name is Amir, and he's another gentleman I'm trying to get on the show from New Haven.
Oh.
And we got Gigi.
Who?
Gigi.
Gigi.
Paul, thanks for sharing. Awesome story. Very powerful. And then we got our boy, Roy Bowers.
Roy.
Great story, Paul, on how no matter what, we get and stay sober a day at a time. Keep trudging the road to happy destiny and carrying the message. And then he double dipped without a real date. He just said Halloween 06.
No.
Oh, no, I guess it's the 31st.
Yeah.
31st of 06.
You can look it
Really?
up. You can do the math.
I thought you both were pretty close in time.
We are, ding dong. I'm 06.
Month-wise, though.
August, October.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty close.
yeah, I guess that is pretty damn.
August,
You
September.
can't even
You got a
get more
different
closer
calendar?
than that than the same month.
Maybe you got a different calendar.
No, there's a month in between.
I'm on Jonathan's
He's on
Florida
Red Bull calendar right now.
I'm on-
There
He's
is
all
a month
fucked.
between.
I'm on Jonathan's Florida calendar.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
it.
Nice. Guys, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. The comments are flowing, man. I love it. Every time I go on, I'm like, wow, 16. Wow, 20. Oh,
Hell
my God.
yeah.
I love it. I
You
love
say
it.
it like that?
I do. I do. Ask my wife. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Holy crap. Whoa. Slow down. I can't handle it. No, thank you very much. We really appreciate it, man. Again, shout out and thank you to Paul. Amazing. Looking forward to our next guest, Carrie. That's going to be great. And what are we moving on to now?
Little video action.
Little video action. Is this the
Michael J. Yeah.
Michael J. Fox, man. When I watched it, I was like, you got to pay attention because he's obviously a little shaky. You know what I mean? And so you got to pay attention to what he's saying. But man, it was very impactful, man.
It is.
You know what I mean? So hit it.
Hit it.
That's the point. I recognize how hard this is for people, and I recognize how hard it is for me. But I have a certain set of skills that allow me to deal with this stuff. And then I realized, with gratitude, optimism is sustainable.
Boom.
If you can find something to be grateful for, then you find something to look forward to, and you carry on.
Write that down. With gratitude, optimism is sustainable.
That's
I like that she said you should write that down. Like I think he's gonna have.
I don't think she was telling him to write that
She
down.
thinks she's like I should write it down.
Or she was telling idiots like you that are
Grat-
watching it to
Yeah,
write
write
it
it
down.
down.
Gratitude, man. Gratitude, man. And like you're one of the first people I thought of because that's your message. You know what I mean? You got to look for it. You really do because if you don't, what are you doing? You're wallowing into poor me's and look at what's happening.
Yeah.
And I mean, you look at this guy, man. You know what I mean? He doesn't see it as I just got to dealt a shitty hand.
Yeah.
He sees it as, okay, now what? Where do I go? I look for the gratitude. Let's move on. Yes, I have this thing. What do we do now? Let's keep moving.
Well, if he stayed with the first sentence you said, I got dealt a shitty hand. What's that?
No gratitude.
Victim mentality.
Victim. No gratitude. You're be like, look at me, poor me, poor me, poor me. And you're not moving forward. You're stuck. All you can do is think about what I just got and the hand I just got
You know
dealt.
how many people I know, and I know a lot of them, that their life, it may not be the most amazing of lives, but they have everything that they need, and they have a lot of what they want, and they still have the nerve to have zero gratitude and be miserable. Mm-hmm. That's a horrible. That's a life bid, man. That's
It
miserable.
really is. It really is, man.
And it's a disease too, man. You think about how fast negativity spreads.
Oh.
You know, that shit spreads like wildfire.
Oh, God,
man.
you could bring a whole room down. with
Oh God, just
You
with
feel that energy when it walks in the room.
yeah.
You know, there's a, I don't want to say where and when or nothing like that, but there is a gentleman that I know, you know, who comes in and that's what he does. This is happening to me, and I haven't drank in all these years, and poor me, and when is it going to be my turn to have a good life, and when do I get the blessings, and when, and I mean, I don't have a sponsor, and I don't really work any steps and stuff like that, but I haven't drank, and
But let me tell
I'm
you
just
something.
like, geez, man, you're not.
Even if you don't get a sponsor, even if you don't do step work, gratitude is obtainable.
It absolutely is. But if you're not looking for the gratitude, if you're not willing to
Right.
look, if you're concentrating on the
course.
poor me's,
Right.
you know,
And the good things happen when you're not looking for them. You know, like I shared last night. All that shit happened unbeknownst to me.
but like, okay, this gentleman has 27 years.
Yeah.
Okay. What have you done in the 27 years for other people?
Right.
Nothing.
Nothing.
For
You've been
sure.
worried about yourself, money, business, do whatever I want to do. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't work on anything. Don't take any suggestions. Just don't drink and drug for 27 years. So what changes? What changed? Nothing.
Yeah.
Let
Nothing.
me tell you, I don't know if you've heard me say it, but I don't know that you would even remember it. I don't say it often. I learned to smile, genuinely laugh, homeless in a dumpster.
What? Because you found some gratitude, man.
Right.
You know.
So it doesn't matter. I know people that have the world
Yeah.
by the balls and have everything they want, and they're miserable as shit. And then I've known people that are broke ass, and I was one of them. And that's where I learned gratitude, and that's where my whole outlook on life began to change.
Sure.
I always like to remember John the Cook.
Yeah.
You know, John the Cook, you didn't have the opportunity to meet this guy.
No.
The guy had no pot to piss in whatsoever, bro.
Nope.
Zero. No
Didn't
car.
have a car.
Didn't have a car.
Made it to more meetings than the three of us put together.
And a day.
Yeah.
Any meeting I go to, I'm like, John, you were just at the one this morning. He was like, I get around, man. I'm the richest man in the world without money. And the dude stayed happy all the time, bro.
Yeah.
And didn't have a car, got the 3-4 a day. He was taken care of. This was his thing. It was like, I'm fine. I'm the richest man without money. I don't need money to be happy. Gratitude, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then going back to this gentleman I'm talking about, I mean, there's people everywhere that would give their left arm to have your life that you're complaining about, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And where was I going? Oh, this guy brings the room down.
Yeah.
Man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's a
disease.
really, really, really bad message when there's new people around
Yeah.
that are trying to get this, man, and they're feeling some type of way, and then they hear this guy.
For 27 years.
Bro, even at this time in my sobriety and in my life, sometimes my head will still bring me there going, what's the sense? Shit, if this dude's going back out at 30, like, geez, what am I doing here? And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what the fuck am I thinking?
Right.
He just told me what happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I try not to let people bring a whole room down with their negativity, because it's very
Negativity.
negativity, because it is infectious. and it catches on in the whole room, man.
Contagious.
Yeah. But and then the same token, so is the optimism and the gratitude, man.
Absolutely.
You can really switch a day up
100%.
if you can start with that. And I like to give the example of the little things. Like I notice even on my commute into work, if I let somebody in, I'm courteous on the road. All of a sudden, that person's a little courteous. And you know what felt good the other day? Somebody actually waved to me when I slowed down and I let them out of the gas station to go, because there's a lot of traffic, and they waved to me. And I was like, cool, man. That's the way it's supposed to go. It feels good.
Gets me mad as fuck when someone doesn't give you the wave.
Yeah, I don't give you the wave.
And then I
I'm
have
like,
to
yeah,
have-
you're fucking welcome.
Literally, I say that, and then I have to laugh at myself because why did I let him out?
Yeah,
I let him out because
yeah,
it was
yeah.
the right thing to do. Not
I
for
let
the
them out
wave.
for the wave.
Right.
So you're saying there are good people in this world?
Yeah, there
Oh,
are.
man, that's cool,
amazing,
man.
dude.
Couple, two,
That's
three.
cool.
But you only see them if you have gratitude. You only see the negativity
right.
if you're practicing that selfishness and self-centeredness.
Now that you say that,
Yeah.
the next video.
Oh, we're doubling it.
Well, because they go hand in hand, bro.
Hand in hand.
in
like
hand.
just like this, like hand in hand,
Like
you know what I
peas
mean?
in a pod.
It's the truth though, because
How's it go?
like this,
Like
bro.
this. Okay.
Like this.
Hand in hand,
Hand
or
in
like
hand.
this,
Or like hand in hand.
however you want to put your hands in the other hand. It's how it goes, man.
It's hard to balance sometimes things that take over your soul, like pills and shit
Yeah,
like that.
a good friend of mine. We
Pills.
were talking about a buddy of ours that died. He died from pills, and he was super clean. He was a professional pool player, like a really world class pool player. Super clean, never did anything, never drank, never smoked. Got in a car accident, fucked his back up. Started getting on pills, and pain pills to him. He chased the pain pills the way he chased being the best in the world at pool. The same thing that got him to be a wizard at playing pool, that same obsession, same obsession got wrapped up in the pills. And he died. He died young. That's where obsession and addiction cross paths. One can serve you, one can ruin you. It's just how you channel the fire. You could channel the fire to wood and cook your food, or you can channel it to your house and now you're fucked. Like, where do you put the fire? And if you direct it the right way, you can have an amazing life and do all kinds of cool shit and have a great time.
It's hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Channel that
so
fire,
where's Michael J. Fox putting his fire?
Yeah. Into his gratitude and optimism,
Boom, man. We talk about it all the time. Winning, like the same energy, and I talk about this all the time. Especially with people that are really struggling and then just keep going back out. I'll bring up our 17th times their charm. I always say, dude, if you put half of the energy that you put out into this world of running, getting high, robbing, stealing, cheating, half of that into recovery, you'd be amazed, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was told to me in the beginning of my recovery. They were like, listen, you are very motivated. You have energy, you have motivation, you have a good brain. Everything you need, you already have. It's where are you putting that energy, right?
But you've got to aim the target a little bit to the right place.
Dude, I chase this thing.
Yeah.
This thing recovery.
Yeah.
The happy, joyous, and free part, just like I chased alcohol and drugs.
And then look at the side effects of that. Is like, look at the Monday night spot blown up. District the other night,
Blown
fucking
up.
huge.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing, and that's a lot of the reason why I like our Wednesday night spot, because I hear a lot of the solution. You know what I mean? I don't hear people bitching about a problem all the time. I hear people talking about the solution. They might start with the problem and then the solution comes in, or even maybe the next week the solution comes in. Are we not operating on all cylinders
Yeah,
there?
no, but I kicked it one time. I want to make sure everything's good.
One time kicked it.
Shock protection.
I like what you're saying because I literally just said this last night too.
Yeah.
I said you take the men's spot.
Yeah.
You hear the guys that have the fire channeled in the right direction.
Right.
You hear the guys that have the gratitude. They're always seeing the gratitude. They're always looking at the positive. You can hear it in the room. You don't even have to be around here for long. And then you can hear the people that don't have that, and they're not chasing the fire, and they're like, poor me, and But if you listen to those guys that have their fire channeled in the right direction, and they're talking about gratitude, you'll hear them saying the same things as the guy before.
Yeah.
And the guy before, they're talking about what?
Yeah.
Step work. They're talking about pretty much the same thing. You know what I mean? So, shit, I forgot where I was going with
Get
that.
out of the way and
You know how
letting
many
somebody else run the
people-
show.
And I know you both know people specifically that would watch that Michael J. Fox video and be like, yeah, but you don't know how fucked up I got it.
Yeah,
Dude, right?
Right?
Dude, I say
That's the shit
the
that kills
same
me.
thing. I'm like, they're gonna be like, I got it worse than Michael J. Fox.
I got a hangnail and I'm gonna complain to the guy that got his arm cut off.
Yeah, I know, but you don't understand what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's one of my favorite things to hear sometimes from a newcomer, because this way I could be like, no, I do understand.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're coming from because I've been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You don't know what I'm going
I don't
through.
regret the past like we talk about. I don't regret it. I don't shut the door on it because I know, first, number one, my past is helping me. That's number one. And number two, my past could also benefit
somebody
another
else.
person.
That's what I shared the other night.
You
You
know?
know, like there's no reason to come in here and be on the outside edge, right? The outside of the herd.
Sure there is. It's a choice.
Yeah,
Right.
There, you share your stuff because it can help somebody else, man. And getting to know you that we're all co-human beings on this fucking world that struggle and have a solution, like Hal says, chopping the wood and carrying your water, doing some work to change something. And like I say to the guys that I work with, I don't care what it is you do, but make sure that it's different than what you were doing, you know, and aimed, like you said, in that right trajectory to produce bountiful results.
Right. Right. Channel the fire in the right direction. You know what I mean? But like you said, Hal, chop the wood, carrying the water. Matt, gratitude, look for the gratitude. Do the work.
making up
Do
words.
the work. Do the work. We're all saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. We might have a little different way of saying it, but we're all saying it the same way. We're saying the same things.
Yeah.
Do the work. Chop the wood. Gratitude. Never had it so good. Hit those knees. Help others, man.
Yeah.
Help others, man. You know what I mean? We're all saying the same thing. And, you know, and I wish I could say the first time I heard you guys, I'm like, I'm all in, man.
Boom.
I'm going to
Done.
do that. I went in the other direction. But then look what I got out of that.
Yeah. I've
You know
seen
what I
those unicorns too. I've seen those unicorns that do it once, and I'm like, you're amazing.
Yeah, you're
That's-
amazing, man.
Wow.
Our sponsor is one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, there's quite a few of them
Yeah.
that just said, you know what, this is it, and they just channeled their fire. I just chose to keep my fire in the same direction.
Fuck
you know
it.
what I mean?
Fuck it, it'll work.
A fucking crack pipe.
Down the end of the
You
stem.
know? So yeah, dude, it's like, what am I? This falls on me, man. This falls on me. I used to come in here in the programs and the rehabs thinking that you guys said you're gonna keep me sober.
Yeah. Right.
That's what I heard you guys say. That's not what you were saying. You guys said we'll help you.
Yeah.
That's all you said. You never said I'm gonna, but I heard you're gonna.
You know
so
what the
now
big-
it's your fault.
That's your fault.
You know what I mean?
You know what the biggest impact for me still to this day, people coming into rehabs, was I used to remember them coming into rehabs and having that nice fresh Dunkin' Donuts coffee while I'm sitting here drinking this piss decaf
chicory
bullshit. And I'm like, God, man, how amazing would that be if I could come back in somewhere and then I'll get to leave. That was another big thing. They got to leave.
They got
after
to
they were
leave.
done,
You didn't.
know?
And then when you got to leave, you never even had a Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah, I didn't.
without bourbon in it.
Can't even have fucking Dunkin' Donuts today.
You know, so because
me.
I think Michael J. Fox and I are around the same age. He might be a little older than me. But when I found out he had that, I was like,
Yeah.
poor guy. And then seeing the progression in his life going,
Yeah.
damn, that really sucks that he's got that, you know?
Yeah.
But then I'm sure if me and him were in a room, he'd be like, nah, I'm good, dude. Don't worry about it. Gratitude, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what I mean? He probably would be
Someone
like,
can't talk like that and be full of shit.
no.
Yeah.
No.
He ain't just saying that
No,
to say it.
no.
He lives that.
Yeah.
Amazing,
And
man.
that's how you always know. It's like you said earlier, when people on Wednesday, you know who's with it, and you know who's just
You can hear
bullshit.
it, man. You can feel it. You
But
can
you
feel
know
it and
what?
hear
The
it.
thing that I always say is, even to the guy that I might say it more so to the guy that's bullshit. Just keep coming.
Yeah.
Keep
It'll
coming
sink
because
in.
one day you're gonna hear the pop.
Yeah.
For those that don't
What is
know,
the
that's
pop?
When your head pops out of your ass and you get a different outlook on life.
You have
Dude,
such a shitty outlook.
How crazy was that? How crazy was that Monday night? There was a girl fresh out of rehab about a week, and she's like, you know, we read all those stories in the book, and we just happened to read the story that she had just read the week before, last week before she was leaving. And I was like, man, that gave me chills. If it's not giving you chills, keep coming.
Yeah, dude, to be honest with you, I didn't even know that much about her till that minute.
Yeah.
To me, she looked like she's been around for a little while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I think it's because she's doing what she's got to do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know?
taking it serious.
People think I'm new.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a.
Give me a time.
It
yeah.
takes a fucking blink of your eye to make a decision,
Which is
and
easier
then
to
it
do in
takes
your
the rest of
case.
your life to continue to work.
I see, when those newer
Mac can
people
see,
come
too.
around.
This guy, you see what he's doing?
No.
He keeps talking about my eyes.
When you see like at half times at meetings or after and everybody's hanging around and you always see the newer guy that just came around and he's like lingering.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, yo, what are you doing over there? Get in here, bro.
Yeah,
You
come
know
on.
what I mean?
Chop
I
it
don't
up.
even care even if you're uncomfortable in this circle, bro, and you don't say a word, you just made it that close for you to make it to the next step.
Yeah.
Say something,
You know what's
dude.
real uncomfortable?
Staying on the outside.
No, waking up tomorrow
yeah.
after you're fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's super uncomfortable.
I like when our boy Johnny the cat,
Yeah.
when he says, "I'd rather be in a meeting thinking about drinking than sitting on a bar stool thinking about getting sober."
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
That's real
And
talk.
that is fire right
That's
there
deep.
to me, man. You know what I mean? Because how many nights that I'd be like, it's Wednesday night. They're probably all hanging out, having a good time. They're probably going to go out after. Joe's saying some amazing shit. Matt saying hell. And I'm like, damn, I really wish I was there.
I wish I could borrow $20.
Maybe I could get there before the treasurer puts his money away. But then, and just wishing and hoping and praying, wishing and hoping and praying, but doing nothing.
I was always solving the world's problems on that bar stool, man. I had it all figured out.
Yep.
All figured out, man.
There used to be this old man, Leo. He used to come. He got sober at like 60, right? 60 years old.
Yeah.
Died around 86.
He was a bartender.
He was a bartender for the first 10 years. And but he used to say, he was like, the best time in my drinking history was sitting at a bar stool and watching a fire engine go by. He was like, those are the most amazing days of my life. Just watching the fire department go by and be like, hey, it fired and fire, and talk about what they're about to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
He said, I'm about to go to the Daytona 500. One day I'm going to do that and never do nothing.
Yeah.
Well, guy comes in, gets sober, does what he's supposed to do, and damn it, he did a lap in the Daytona 500.
No shit.
You know what I mean? Was
That's
it the
cool.
Daytona 500?
I don't know.
One of the races.
One of the big races, man. He got to drive a stock car around the lap, which is like, man, sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit. As long as I channel my fire in the right direction, I constantly stay grateful. Look for the gratitude. It's not hard to find. If you think it's bad, think of how bad it was yesterday and how better it is already today. You know what I mean? And then just keep it moving, man. Keep it moving. Get in the circle. And those guys I finally make them get in the circle and they don't say a word. Sometimes I want to look at them like, even if you say something stupid, we're still going to laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're all idiots here,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Don't separate yourself from us. Don't make yourself unique from us.
Yeah.
Because we're all the same bozo on the same bus, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A terminal uniqueness.
Nobody here is better or worse, man.
Yeah.
We're all the same, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, Michael J. Fox and then the fire. Bro.
Yeah,
the
and then the
fire.
fire. Channeling
I
the
actually
fire.
do remember that pool player dying. I remember that pool player dying.
I didn't see this.
He was an amazing pool player, bro. So those were two good ones, man. So that's all I got.
Let's keep it rolling.
That's what I gave, man. Matt's got some stuff he's gonna bring up, but before we do that, I want to remind the audience to please gently touch that like button, hit the notification, so
Yes.
anytime we got something coming out, you guys are notified.
Good man.
Share the show with people you know. Give us some comments. Sobriety dates. If you need help, let us know. Merchandise.
Get at
Matt,
us.
what do you got for us, buddy?
Get at us. I like it. I like how you sporadically place that in there. Little Ric Flair woo.
Okay. This is from, for those that don't know, Anthony Hopkins. Super sober. He's in the 20s. I forgive people, but that doesn't mean that I accept their behavior or trust them. I forgive them for me, so I can let go and move on with my life. That's deep.
Say that one more time.
I'm going to say it one more time. I forgive people, but that doesn't mean that I accept their behavior or trust them. I forgive them for me, so I can let go and move on with my life. You know, man, we spend so much wasted time about thinking about the wrongs that have been done to us. And, you know, that's a choice. At the end of the day, and I don't care what you tell me, that's a choice you make. You choose to stay in that, or you choose to move on from it.
Right.
But you can't do both.
No.
And that's the thing that, like, I always want to say, oh, yeah, man, I'm letting it go. No, I'm not. I'm keeping a firm grip.
I'm holding real tight to that.
Right. So I don't believe, like, I know for years I could never understand the validity of this, the weight of it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you didn't know. You didn't.
No, I didn't know,
you know?
but I felt good about staying mad at you.
Feels good in the brain.
And not realizing I'm only hurting myself.
Right.
And you know, of course, there are people that have had horrible things done to them.
Yeah.
But you got to get to a point where you say to yourself, does harboring this resentment help me or hurt me?
Yeah.
What? And 10 out of 10 times, what is it doing?
It's hurting me
10 out of
every
10.
time.
10 out of 10.
So you know, man, it's another situation where, well, you don't know what this motherfucker did to me, and you know you're right, and I'm not here to undermine or
Justify. None of that.
Make your thing insignificant, because it's none of that. But when we do this inside work, when I begin to work on the individual or the human being that I'm attempting to be, I don't feel the need to hang on to that stuff so much anymore.
Right.
You know, and I bring it right down to, because I was just talking about this with my last client today.
I was talking about it last night, man. It's wild.
And I was
like
saying,
it.
you know, man, so I'll be driving and someone cuts me off. Now, back in the day, I'm going to chase you.
Yeah.
To your house.
We're gonna fight at the fucking red light or the park lot. Wherever you stop, I'm jumping out
Wherever
the
your
car.
destination is.
So, and today when someone and then for years someone would cut me off. Now I'm getting better. I'm not chasing you, but I'm so mad. And man, I'm hanging on to that. This guy's he's in the next town. I'm still mad as fuck over here.
Yeah.
And now today when someone cuts me off, I just say, man, he must have got somewhere important to be.
I still give him a fuck you, though.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
I mutter a little fuck you, but I said he's got to be
always like,
somewhere.
yeah, fuck you too,
That's
bud.
tough.
But-
That is tough.
But it doesn't consume anymore.
Right.
No
and
more
and
consuming.
that's the goal. Is you mentioned happy, joyous, and free earlier.
Yes.
I can't be happy, joyous, and free if I'm motherfucking the world. And
Impossible.
I'm hanging on to all this stuff.
Grateful alcoholic will never get drunk.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it goes both ways.
And a grateful alcoholic can't hang on to resentment.
Yeah.
You just can't. It doesn't matter what it is, man.
No.
And you know, man, I've had heavy duty shit done to me, and I've let it all go.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have zero resentment in my life.
Well, because and it's also it's not about, like you said, man. It's not about like invalidating your experience and what happened to you
Right.
is not terrible. I'm trying to relieve the pressure that it has on you
Right.
for your improvement, not for the forgiveness or anything of anybody else, man.
Nothing.
Let's relieve the pressure a little bit that you're fucking holding on so tightly to.
Well, he says it right here. I'm not doing it for you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
doing it for me.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
How could it
up,
how could it be how could it possibly be for anybody else? This thing is for me.
yeah, but we get caught up in that.
Right.
You know?
Cut.
That's what's going on in Dino's brain right now.
It's in the jungle, baby. But I know I literally was talking about this last night. It literally is drinking poison and hoping somebody else dies
Yeah.
from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they have their own life and they're going about their own business.
They
and
don't even know.
They don't even know.
You're mad.
Does that guy who cut you off really? Did he wake up that morning and go, I'm going to cut Matt off
Right.
and just give him the worst day possible?
Right.
No, that's not how it goes. Now, that's just a little tiny example.
Of course.
Now we get these big markers in our life. Like you said, some major things happened. You know what I
Look
mean?
at Michael J. Fox. It brings us full circle. He could be mad at God. He could be mad at the world. He could be mad at everything because of the lot in life he has.
Right.
But he doesn't look at it that way.
No.
I got, I had a little resentment budding when Riley was born, and I saw my dad like full force in it and like holding her and doing, and then out in the back of my head, this motherfucker didn't touch me for 2 years. This fucking son of a
I wouldn't have
bitch.
touched you either.
And then I was like, oh man, this is so cute, because Ashley sent me a picture of Riley falling asleep on his stomach and him falling. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. But
I had
got
a little
that
bit of that with my kids and my parents
You
too.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Because I was brought up in a militant household, like militant, dude.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't put that on the table. I'd
Yeah.
get
Get those
whooping
rings.
for that, bro.
Fuck you.
I'd have to have a coaster, and this meant as soon as that hit the thing, I'm getting fucked up, bro.
Yeah, you're getting
like
hit.
I'm getting fucked
Yeah.
up, bro. Like
Shoes
not
coming
just
from
a little
across the
pat
room.
on the ass. Like I'm getting bruised up and shit. And then I have kids. My kids are jumping all over the couches, hanging on the curtains,
wow.
spilling juice all over the place. I come in the house. I remember this like it was just yesterday. I'm like, "What are you doing? And what about?" And my mom goes, "They're just kids. Leave them alone." I'm like, "Who the hell are you?"
Who did you become? You remember those houses?
I was resentful for that, man.
Yeah.
I was like, "This bitch."
You remember those
Unbelievable.
houses that the guy used to go in? They'd have the plastic wrap around the fucking.
Thank
Every
you.
house in fucking Waterbury.
Thank you.
Like, why did we buy a couch, bro? For looks,
Dude, we had plastic on the couch. We had plastic runners to every move you can make. Coasters everywhere, man. It was insane. It was like
so
living in a
insane.
They
sterile
had that
bubble.
bullshit runners with the
Cleats on the
Yeah,
bottom. We used to make cool ramps for our cars with them and shit. Oh, those were everywhere there in front of our bed, on the side of our bed. I'm
Nothing
like,
was getting touched.
Nothing.
nothing. Now, let me tell you, dude, them plastic covers suck no matter what time of year it is.
Yeah.
No matter what.
It doesn't matter.
They're
man.
either stick to
They
you, or
suck.
they're cold, or they're slippery.
But harboring these resentments, to me, very dangerous and detrimental to my life. Because, like I said, I drink at these things.
Yeah.
I'll show them type of drinking. Like, "Ugh, I hate her. And watch this. I'm just gonna. And then, what changes from that? Like, what do I get out of that deal? I think that comes with a lot of expectations on the rest of the world. I expected to be very loved and pampered and taken care of. I expected to not get, I'll put it out there, touched by another individual, like a sexual molestation. I expected those things to not happen. This is what happened to me. But when they happened to me, I never once thought in the beginning of this recovery that I'm not the only sick person in the world, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had to start really getting rid of my expectations of that all these people are supposed to love me and take care of me and protect me. But there's other people that have other problems. I don't know anybody who doesn't have an issue.
Right.
I don't know anybody who doesn't have something going on in their life. But in my head, I thought everybody should be not have none of that. You know what I mean? And then when these things happen to me, my expectations were they're not going to happen to me. And I don't think there's something wrong with you. Now I think there's something wrong with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just holding on to that for
Dude,
life, man.
And it's like it reminds me of the fallacy of fairness, dude. Like, I hear a lot of people say, well, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. And I like to say, when I never remember, and I've said it myself, but I never grew up and somebody's like, hey, listen, you're born into a world where everything's fair.
Yeah.
Everything
Everything goes your way.
Everything's going to go your way. There's no unfairness here. And then the second part of that is what of my actions have contributed to this unfairness.
That's the
Why did I get caught 3 times for a DWI? You know what I mean? Why am I getting fucking jacked up all the time? Not to mind, I drove like, a gajillion times.
of course.
Fucked up.
Why me?
A gajillion.
Why does this keep happening
A
to
lot
me?
of that does full circles us back to the victim mentality again.
All right. Why me? Poor me.
Well, yeah, but it's like the ability to look within and to find your part in a situation.
Yeah.
And the minute you're going to find your part,
Gets a little lighter, man.
all bitching needs to cease.
Yeah.
It does. Like
Right there.
Instantly.
almost like that.
Right.
Yeah.
For a lot of them. For a lot of them.
Yeah.
So man, at the end of the day, I read a meme that said something like, I'm gonna, today's gonna be a peaceful day. 10 minutes later, I choose violence. It's all.
Wake up, choose violence.
It's just about, what do I want out of my life? Now, what's the key word in that sentence?
Want. Distinguishing between wants and needs. Wants and needs.
You can have what you want.
Well, I wasn't looking at it that way. The key word for me is my.
Yeah.
My life makes that my responsibility. So now do I put that into the world and make it all your fucking fault why nothing's going my way? Or do I say, what is it that I am not doing? Because when things aren't going right, it's most of it because I'm not doing something. You used to say it all the time. When shit's going bad, it's either because I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing or I'm not doing something that I should be doing.
Exactly.
And that's
Only
a
two things.
huge fucking difference. Because it's very easy to say, my life sucks.
Guy with 27 years.
Boom.
What are you not doing? All of
whole
that.
lot.
You're not doing anything that's been suggested for the last 27 years. What are you doing? Everything we
Bitching.
told you not to do for the last 27 years.
Straight
And you're
bitching.
sitting here going, when's it going to be my turn?
Yeah.
And the sad thing about that, because you have to hang around with like-minded people. You gotta find the same energy that you're bringing to the table. Now, granted, you're not always gonna find that same energy. We talked about that last week. But still, people are on the same wavelength, going towards the same goals. Maybe not as aggressively as you might, or whatever the case.
Still
may
moving,
be.
though.
Still moving.
Still moving.
Forward, baby.
Moving forward in a positive way.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say that one day you're not going to wake up in a bad mood. You're not
course,
going to say,
like
fuck
shit,
this
yeah.
or fuck that. But you're still going to bring it around, because I know for me, if I'm in a fuck this or fuck that kind of mood, I know two guys that are going to get a phone call. Right? So,
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that I don't want to sit in that.
Yeah.
And even furthermore, I know that I'm linked up with God to the point where I have these thoughts in my head where I'm thinking dumb, and I'm like, you are dumb. Like I've been around for a little while and done a little bit of work on myself to know that it is a choice to sit in that shit
100%.
all the time.
And sometimes it just takes that other person to tell you that that is a choice. Like I told that story about my in-laws coming down, and all I had to do was step out of the house, pick up the phone, call Dino. Dino basically said the same thing back to me, and I was like,
And you called me right after you called him, I
yeah.
think.
And I was like, fuck, man, this is fucking stupid.
But
I'm stupid.
Yeah.
But
That's a good way to say it, though. We say it's stupid.
Yeah,
That way
I'm
it's not
stupid.
really
It's
me,
not
right?
me.
Yeah.
All right, deflect the ownership. Getting a little too excited over there with those eyes.
Whoa.
Hey! Woo! We're bringing up Ric Flair again? All right. This just in. We're moving along because Dino's
hold on.
disconnected.
Hold on.
What time is it?
It's 8:31.
What time did we start?
8:45. So
We gotta wrap this up.
We started at 8:45. It's 8:31, bro. Back to Future. Michael Fox in this house. Boom! Full circle.
listen, before
Did
we
you hear
end,
what he said?
yeah,
Ding dong. You said we started at 8:45.
Right.
It's now 8:31.
oh,
And then I brought in Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future.
Wow.
Feel full circle, baby. His brain's moving way too fast for
Yeah.
his mouth. All right, go.
we started at 7:45.
Go.
I want to before we end that segment.
Yes.
You said something very important.
Oh.
Because when I'm alone, I'm with a fucking idiot,
100%.
right? And if I stay alone, I stay with a fucking idiot the whole entire time. And I'm giving my own self advice.
Yeah.
So half of my head is producing the bullshit, the other half is buying it, right? And you guys, the network, don't
Yeah.
allow me to buy my own bullshit.
Yeah, don't purchase
Because
it.
I bring my bullshit to you, but if I'm alone,
Put tariffs on that bitch.
if I'm alone and I'm going back to this guy with 27, because he has been bringing one of our groups down on a regular basis, and it's kind of gotten to me. So when something's wrong, there's something wrong with me, right?
With me. It's always been.
So I can't be just angry at this guy. This is my opportunity here, right? For a couple of weeks, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Man, I can't believe he said that. And blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. So the other day, I started first.
Nice, man.
I said, listen,
set the tone.
I just have to put it out there, man. I mean, it's almost simple math. You do good things happen. You live like a fucking idiot, like you've been your whole entire life, even before you put the drink. And if you don't change nothing changes, man. What are you looking for here, bro?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did you single him out, or you just threw that out?
No. I just threw it out. I'm done with the singling thing. I don't. You know what I mean? Unless it's detrimental.
Yeah, no, I know what
You know what I mean? But I'm not singling nobody out, man.
Yeah.
It's not fair to do that. I
No,
mean,
that's
I
what
could pull you.
I was gonna say that.
I could pull you to the side, though. I could pull
Yeah.
you to the side and be like, "You're not mathing it up, bro."
Pull ups, baby.
You know, pull it
Pull-ups.
up.
No,
That's what we
depending
called
on
it.
the situation.
Pull it up.
sometimes-
That's what we used to call it. Pull-ups in
Pull-up.
rehab.
Yeah,
Sometimes
pull up.
someone will get served in a meeting. Depends.
Yeah.
Depends on what's going on.
Depends. It
right.
does depend.
All right, we got breaking news hitting. I gotta check on. So I've got rid of my bad ideas.
Thank God.
Thank God.
'Cause you want to
That's
know
a
why?
good idea.
Those were bad ideas.
They were terrible.
Horrible.
Except for the shelving.
Yeah, that was a good one. All right, so this is breaking news, and this new segment is catered around like-minded individuals as ourselves
I can't read that.
when we were running and gunning. So this one was a good one. This is comes in from the Florida Man website.
Oh, Florida man.
Florida Man.
I love Florida man.
Florida woman.
Oh, man.
Florida woman calls 911 over stolen weed and ends up getting arrested for outstanding warrants. A Florida woman was arrested this week when she made the bad decision to call police and report a friend had stolen her weed. Not only did she have marijuana with her when the cops arrived, but they also found out she had 2 outstanding warrants. I could see when that almost is a good idea.
I
Well,
can never see
I
that.
gotta interrupt quick though. I watched a thing on YouTube the other day where a crackhead gave someone else their $20 and they got beat,
Yeah.
and they called the cops.
I love
And the
it.
cop shows up and she's like, "I gave her money and she didn't bring me
Yeah.
anything
Yeah,
back."
yeah, I
He's
remember
like,
seeing that.
Am I hearing this correctly?
Yeah. You got robbed, but the police ain't gonna help you. So the next story up is there's a man caught trying to smuggle cocaine under a wig in Colombia.
I saw that.
Oh, I saw
He had
that
like
too.
a fucking kilo under his
Let me tell
fucking
you, though.
wig.
Look
Let
at
me
the
tell you,
amount
dude.
of fucking cocaine this man's got in his wig, bro.
Now, let me ask you both. Right? You didn't think that was a good idea at first? At first? I thought it was. I was like, dude, that's fucking genius.
If he maybe fucking ironed it out.
Made him flat. Made him a little bit more flat.
8,000 pounds.
But he was Mexican, right? So they usually have like the puffier.
They say he was Colombian. All right. He was trying to board a plane to Amsterdam,
He had
Netherlands.
a kilo.
He had
a kilo.
Well,
Yeah.
close to it.
That's a lot
That's
in a
16
headpiece.
That's a little over 16,000. Well, it's probably a half a key.
yeah. Yeah,
Hey, E for effort, buddy.
Hey, I give him credit.
look how upset he is in this photo. They're cutting the fucking wig off. He's busted.
How about the other chick that just got busted for fentanyl dealing? She was like talking all this shit and fucking. She was like very, very like a huge chick. I don't know. I just saw it the other day and it was funny because the way she was doing the shit too. She's like had them hidden in her fucking underwears.
Dude, you know they got X-rays now, right?
And I think it's because she thought she was so rolly that it would kind of hide them.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how dogs work.
No. They can smell.
They got her.
So next story up is there was a woman arrested for vandalizing ex-boyfriend neighbor's car. But here's the twist. An 18-year-old woman is facing charges in surprise where? Florida, after being caught vandalizing the car of her ex-boyfriend's neighbor. She told the police she had meant to spray paint her former partner's vehicle, but got it wrong. She fucking douched up the wrong fucking car.
Hey, it happens.
And she was driving with 2 open alcohol
Oh, damn.
videos.
Open containers.
Just 2?
Just 2. That's all she had left there. There's a video with it, but I don't think we need to go into that. And then this one somebody brought up during the week. This is crazy. There's a place in the Netherlands where you can, this is some good news. This is happy news. So this is a live stream that allows viewers to help fish get through a passage. So in the Netherlands, the central city of Dutch Urk has installed a fish doorbell on a river rock that lets viewers of an online live stream alert authorities to fish being held up as they make their springtime migration to shallow spawning areas.
Jesus.
So you just sit all day, you watch bubbles in the water, and then when there's a fish there, you can. Now in its 5th year, the site has attracted millions of viewers from around the world with the Corky Mix. It's skyrocketing up, so people got some free time. And then we're gonna wrap out awesome news with another article from a Florida man.
I love Florida Man.
It's the
I
best.
can never get enough of Florida Man.
This is the best. See that? That's the Easter Bunny right there.
Oh my God.
Beating
Getting
the
it in.
shit out of somebody. Florida man gets beat up by the Easter Bunny. I thought this was appropriate because next month is Easter, and a Florida man received a beat down from the Easter Bunny, and the whole thing was caught on video. Easter Bunny served up more than just a basket of candy this Easter. It all started when the man bumped into a woman and words were exchanged. The bunny hopped into action and proceeded to demonstrate his fists of fury. And the brawl was caught on video and broke up.
Can we watch it?
I don't know. Is this a video? That looks like a clip of the video. I don't think I have a video here. No, sorry. Can't watch
No,
it.
go scroll up into the article. Just go down.
Down
Scroll
here?
down. Video.
Video?
Maybe.
No, just wants me to open a PDF.
Oh.
Selling me some bullshit. Yeah, so that's my breaking news. Breaking news. So Colombians smuggling cocaine from Amsterdam, not even Colombia, which doesn't make sense to me. Girl calling the cops on somebody stealing their weed. And, Easter Bunny with his fists of fury.
You know, I bet you people call the cops way more than like we ever hear on themselves and get arrested.
Yeah.
I've even called the police and gotten arrested.
On a bad tip?
No. I just thought that it was going to work in my favor, and it didn't.
What happened?
I never called the cops in my life.
Well,
Neither have I.
Fuck.
I was being who I am, you know what I mean, as a active alcoholic and drug addict, and being in a relationship and showing up at home 3-4 days later or whatever, and getting into an argument, and she starts throwing stuff at me and freaking out, and it is what it is. And I needed to go to
I'm
work.
gonna guess you didn't have the ability to look at your own actions and see where your part was.
No, I knew. I
No, totally
I knew
removed.
my part for sure. There was no doubt about it. I was expecting a little argument for sure. I just wasn't, dude. This
Just
chick,
a little one after 4 days.
dude, it was brutal. I had found this meteor at some tag sale. It was like this big, huge meteor, and it had like 3 legs on it. So I said that would make a cool ashtray. So I bought that thing. It was like $2. I had that thrown at my head, dude.
Oh.
It gashed me open, dude, and like all kinds of things. I'm trying to get out of the house. I'm trying to close. She's slamming it on my hands. Like I'm bleeding all over the place.
Dino's like, just give me $20. I'll leave.
No, I didn't even want that. I just wanted some clothes. Just a couple of, I don't even need all my clothes right now. Just some. And I had to go to work at the time. I still worried about keeping a job. And all I got out with was just a pair of sweatpants.
You didn't
and
get the
no
meteorite?
shoes, dude. Nothing. What?
You didn't get the meteorite?
No, I didn't get. Oh, I got it all right.
Caught it out the head.
Caught
In the
that
dome piece.
fucking dome.
And I was like trying to like. So I finally made it out of the house, but all I had was socks and sweatpants on. So and I was living in Brooklyn on 5th Street. So I go down to the corner store in Brooklyn and I pick up the phone. I'm like, I'm going to call the cops.
fuck it.
And, all I want is to just get some clothes so I could go to work.
Yeah.
So they're like, we'll be right there. They pick me up. They're looking at me like,
Clink, clink.
you need a hospital? I'm like, no, man. I just need you to help me go in there and get the stuff, some of my things. So they bring me back up to the house. They walk in. They see the place is completely trashed. It said, he threw it all at me. They're like, shh.
Clink,
I'm
clink.
like, but I called you. Why would I call you if I did this? And they didn't give a shit.
Wah, wah, wah.
They didn't fucking care. So those were pretty funny, man.
Yeah, good news. And I pulled up the video here of the bunny fight. Let's see what we got here. Let's see how many fists of fury this guy's got going.
Florida man.
Since Easter Bunny taken to the streets and getting into a fight.
Dude, in the costume.
Dude, in the
When you look at
costume,
this video,
dude.
you're like, yep, that has to be in Florida. Yeah, this one is going viral.
Dude, he's pounding them.
Yeah, he's really letting it loose. Oh, there's the cop.
Why this fighting
Yeah,
occurred? And
The cop is like, I gotta
was
save
still
you from
dressed
the
up in
Easter Bunny.
evening hours there, but
Oh, he's still going. This guy.
this video-
Dude, there must be something in the water in Florida.
Dude.
All right,
People
bro, you
get
just got your
ripped
ass
up.
hit by the Easter buddy. Let's relax.
What?
You just got your ass whooped by the East.
I know,
Let's
man.
take it down.
What are you
Let's take it
ripping
down.
your shirt off for? To dab the blood from the Easter Bunny mitts? My God, Florida man, there's never a dull moment. Dude.
Never
a dull moment.
So that's going to be my new segment, breaking news.
Let's do it. You know, you drive through
That's
package
way better
stores.
than bad ideas.
Right, way better, way better.
Drive through package stores. Package stores are open until what, 3 o'clock in the morning out there?
Oh, really?
24/7. Yeah, some of them.
Almost 20.
Some
No,
of them.
there's
Wow.
a couple hours they shut, but
Yeah.
like you could get beer at 7-Eleven from like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
or 4 a.m.
Nice.
And plus, don't forget the
Nice.
heat.
Yeah.
You know what I
Gotta
mean?
cool down with some
Add a
cool
little
beer.
marijuana to that, a little bit more for Santa Claus. Next thing you know, you're fighting with the Easter Bunny, bro. Florida man,
Little
bro.
bit of
You
meth.
gotta freaking love it, man. All right, what's next?
Movie.
Watch this, baby.
All right, watch this, guys.
Watch this.
This is actually a documentary. I'm not going to really talk about it a lot, but it was a very, very interesting documentary, and it is called Identity Crisis. That's what it is called. It goes.
Up there like it's up there.
I was doing the same thing, and I know it's not up there. And I'm like, where is it, John? It's just called Identity Crisis. You can look it up. It
You're
was.
not going to give no information?
I'm going to give a little bit. It was very informational on what is happening in the times today in our world with people having identity crisis. It goes hand in hand with a little bit of the propaganda and the stuff that's being pushed out into the world today. It was very interesting. It was stuff that even, I hate to say it, but even I didn't even know about. And I was like, oh my God. To me, dude, it was very, very informative. A lot of doctors, a lot of scientists were interviewed for it.
Identity Crisis? What?
Identity Crisis.
That's what it's called?
That's what it's called.
On Netflix?
There it is right there. That with the two people together. Yeah, Identity Crisis. That is it. The Daily Wire put out the documentary. So I thought it was amazing, man. At first, I was like, we already know about all this stuff. But they dove real deep into the craziness of today's world, especially in this country, man. And the children, man. And the children. I have a soft spot with them.
So one of the things that I see frequently, we have a lot of younger clientele in the facility I work at, and that's a very uprise predominant diagnosis. It's called borderline personality disorder, and it's based on what we call a shifting self-image. And you have these values of yourself that conflict with the way that you see yourself, and it's always changing. And it's really hard, man. And the thing with it is that, a lot of people don't realize that it's not actually medication that can cure personality disorders. It's a behavior change. And it's the same with alcoholism.
I was going to say that,
Like,
John.
it's not a chemical that will cure you of this. There are some medications that'll help calm cravings and all that stuff, but there's also this behavioral change that happens to take place. We talk about things like cognitive distortions, where I start catastrophizing the worst thing in the world, and that's what we got in the program. Right? We get to talk with somebody else, and we realize, wow, shit, my problems aren't that bad in comparison. I think I'm blowing that. We start to forecast things like the mind readers. Well, I know you don't like me because of the way you said that thing the other day, and that's my ego talking, right? Sure. Or I know this is not going to work out, right? And it's like failure before even attempting, right?
You're putting that negative shit right
You're
on
just throwing it right out there, man. And it's really hard because these guys are young. They're, think about when we were at that age of between 18 and 25, man, shit was changing. I'm being an adult, in quotes now. Right. And, everything's changing, and I don't know who I am, who I was, who I'm supposed to be. Yeah. So it's really common in younger people, and they're easily influenced.
They dove into that like big time.
Yeah, man.
Big time on how it's like pushed onto them. Yeah. You know what I mean? To not know who you are, man. It's like,
well, and I think of that
insanity, man.
Some of that comes from, the fact that like I said, you don't know who you are. You're in this transitional phase.
It's already hard enough growing up as it is.
But the other thing is the days of getting shoes thrown at you and a fucking wooden paddle on your back, and it's like this gently approach to like, oh, you don't feel so good. That's okay. It's all right.
Go upstairs, take a nap, recharge.
Right.
And come back downstairs when you're good and ready to start your day.
We gotta like put more emphasis on what is the solution here, or what is the course of action that can actually improve my life, right?
We went from here to here.
Yeah.
We never
No
looked
middle ground.
here.
Yeah, we
You
never
know what
looked
I
in
mean?
the middle,
Bring
man.
back the fucking ta-da. That's what you gotta
I
do.
mean, Tadal's,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I got him. Look at me. I'm fine. You know what I mean? But I don't really think the Tadals were that great either. Yes.
of course not.
Sometimes, man, sometimes like little kids got to feel a little something
Little
to know.
Yeah.
slap on the ass.
You know what I mean?
We're getting sidetracked.
You know, my mom took it to the extreme. There was no reason for a lot of it, but
Yeah.
listen, that's the way she was brought up, bro. My expectations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never looked at
I
the
didn't
way.
expect to get my ass
I didn't look at how my dude. Let me tell you,
You know how
I'd
much
rather
soap
get what
I
my
chewed?
mom gave me than what she got.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
My grandparents apparently were brutal to her, but they loved the shit out of me. I climb all over their couches and their curtains,
Yeah.
just like my kids did at my mom's
Yeah.
house. Before we move on, so identity crisis, guys, check that out. It's very, very informative. It just, I was very shocked with it. And it is a documentary. It's not a movie. It's something that I got into this past week. So I apologize for not having a regular movie. But our guest coming up next month gave a good suggestion, The Wrath of Man, which is a really good movie too.
Oh, Statham?
Statham.
Yeah.
Really good movie. Really good movie. I wanted to bring up something that Alyssa asked us about a month ago. She brought it up in the comments, and we never really talked about how we become vulnerable, right? Because I wrote
That's
that down.
not something to fucking bring up now.
It's not, but I just wanted to touch on it that we didn't. I just want to say that we didn't just look at it like, oh, okay, that's a good. Okay, bye bye.
We'll get on it next
We'll get
week.
on it next week. How to become vulnerable for sure, and I'll keep it in my notes. So before we move on to
He's a
the,
liar. You don't have no notes.
I got it. Look,
It's one note.
I got even a title for it. It says title. Where we going? Oh, the one time, bro. Whose is it?
One time out.
Mine. Before
Pretty
we
sure.
before
It was yours last week, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
one
Yeah.
of yours.
Or what it was no one's last week.
No, it was
the
yours.
week before.
Yours and Paul's.
Mine. Whose is it?
Last episode was Paul, so it was you and Paul.
Oh, the
Let's
last
go
one
you,
was-
because
Oh,
you
it's
had the
mine?
one. You had the one about. Remember, Paul was talking about burying stuff. You had one queued
Oh
up.
yeah. So I wrote it down in my notes.
Yep.
Because I got notes.
Thank God you got Johnny Boy over here to remind you about the notes.
So before we move on to that, please, again, guys, don't forget to like and
Hey,
subscribe.
Settle down.
Settle down. Don't just touch it gently. The like button, all that stuff. Subscribe,
Share the show with people you know.
With people you know. I was gonna come up with something else because I heard it on another podcast, and I'm like, that's kind of stealing, and I don't do that no more. So anyway, Dino's one time, bro. So Paul was talking about burying shit, and boom, that was like the first thing that came up was this one time, bro. So one night, again, out and about, smoking. I was smoking out of a water bong stem.
Nice.
That's all I had. And smoking all night long, $500-600 worth. And it was actually 4th of July. I remember this because fireworks started going off and it's freaking me out. I was in Hamilton Park just going up and down hills and all that. Yeah, dude, bugging, dude. So fireworks started going off. I'm hiding behind a tree, whatever. It's all good. Then the cops came. I could see them coming into the park. You know, one way in, one way out.
Yeah.
Hamilton Park, right? So I take this stem and I shove it in the fucking ground. Not thinking I'm never going to remember where I put this thing. So I start walking and I pass the hockey rink and all that stuff. Like I'm just walking along, officers, and I finally see them all go. And I go rush back because I know there's a huge push in this thing. Can't find it. I'm searching all over
Push
the ground.
of
I'm
dirt,
lighting my
bro.
lighter. I'm like, I know it was in this area.
Fucking filled it with dirt, didn't you?
Filled it with dirt. But I'm still
Jackass.
looking for this shit, bro, for hours. And here comes the sad part. I couldn't find it. And I was so sad, man. So I went home. You know what I mean? Went to bed. The next morning I woke up. My mom's there. I'm like, hey, Ma, you give me a ride to Hamilton Park? I was like, I forgot. I was at a party last night. I took out my wallet. I can't find my wallet. I think I left it at Hamilton Park. Okay. In my head, I'm like, how am I going to? I don't even remember where I was all over the park. Dude. I'm never going to remember.
Making moves, baby.
So she's like, yeah, I'll bring you. Let's go. We go. We get there. They're mowing the lawn. I'm like, son of a bitch. This thing is chopped up and all that shit. And I run to the one spot. I know I was there for a while because I could see everything that night. Anything that was coming. I found it.
Oh.
I found this motherfucker. I pulled it out of the ground. I grabbed my wallet out of my back pocket. Said, Ma, I found it. Let's go home. Let's go. Hurry up. We get home, dude. I go in the bathroom. I start poking this shit with the coat hanger. Big, huge chunks of
Dirt.
dirt with resin, dude. Just resin
we're
up
smoking dirt now, baby.
Boom, I'm dude, it just kept pouring out and pouring. I was like, oh my God, this is so much resin, dude. I can't believe it. I was getting geeked out of my mind with this dirt, dude.
Yeah.
It was covered in resin. I'm in the bathroom. Now, I didn't live with my mom. I just happened to crash on her couch that night when I got home. And I'm in the bathroom for hours. I'm turning the shower on. I'm turning the shower off. I'm turning the shower on. I got my head up against the thing. My mom's like, what the hell's going on? What are you doing in there? I'm like, I don't feel good. My stomach. And I shit myself and all this shit. Smoking it. The whole the fan. There was no door, no window.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a door. No window, no fan. The whole freaking thing.
No door, no
There's
window.
no door to this room.
There's
I don't know
no
how I
even
got
way
in
to get
there.
in there.
Finally,
Magic.
there's no more left. I got nothing.
No more dirt.
No more dirt. I was like, hey, Ma. I was like, you know what? I forgot something else at the park. I was like, yo, let me just take your car. I don't want to bother you. I was like, let me just take the car. I took the car and then I didn't come back for like 3 days.
Wah, wah.
And I lost that stem. I thought that was the best stem in the world because it rezzed up like that.
Yeah.
So I figured
It was the winner.
this is the way to do it. That's how you get the most. You shove it in the ground first before you scrape it.
And this is how Dino started smoking dirt.
The next time I shoved it in the ground, I'm pulling it out. I have to remember, I smoked like $500 out of this motherfucker.
tried it with a 20.
With a 20. The smoke, why this thing ain't even melted? Nothing's happening. So that's my one-time story where I buried my stem in the dirt and couldn't find it
That's
that
a
night.
straight crackhead.
Straight
Straight
crackhead.
crackhead.
I can see me doing it now.
Yeah.
So that's my one time, bro. So, all right, guys.
Beautiful.
All right, that is the end of the show. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, share the show with people you know. Hit that like button, hit that notification button. If you need help, let us know. We got guys. Merchandise, get in touch with us. John puts all that stuff on the screen. Celebration. Let us know your sobriety date so we can celebrate with you. It is not just yours, it is all of ours. And I'm pretty sure, good show. The only thing left I have to say is thank you for being a friend.
Thank